Chelsea are set to make Victor Osimhen their primary target when they enter the market for a striker, with Italian sources expecting the Napoli forward to be open to a move to Stamford Bridge. Mauricio Pochettino wants to add a center-forward to his squad in future windows, with Osimhen at the top of his list after his 3 seasons in Serie A where he has helped Napoli win the Scudetto. The Nigeria international, 24, is expected to have an asking price of more than £100 million and could break the Premier League record of £106.8 million paid by Chelsea for Enzo Fernandez, which could make a January deal difficult, but it is a position Pochettino wants to fill long-term. Chelsea have a link with Osimhen through Kalidou Koulibaly, who left the club in the summer for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia but has friends at the club. He is close to Osimhen, who was a teammate at Napoli when the striker arrived from Lille in 2020. Osimhen's relationship with Napoli has been tested this season, with his representatives threatening legal action over a video posted on an official club TikTok account that mocked their own player. According to Italian sources, Chelsea would be a club the player would consider should he move away from Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. His deal taking him to Napoli 3 years ago was widely reported to be worth around €70 million to Lille, but also saw youth players move in the opposite direction. With 1 full season left on his contract at Napoli, he would still earn them a huge profit on a player who was also at Wolfsburg in Germany and Belgian club Charleroi before moving to France. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis spoke last month about the relationship between the player and club, insisting that it is entirely out of place that there is tension between the two parties. They have changed managers this season, with Walter Mazzarri, the former Watford head coach, taking charge after the departure of Rudi Garcia. Napoli defeated Atlanta 2-1 this weekend, with Osimhen coming off the bench for his first appearance in 6 weeks following a hamstring problem. Chelsea signed Nicolas Jackson, 22, from Villarreal in the summer, and the Senegal striker has scored 7 goals this season so far. Pochettino also has Christopher Nkunku returning from injury, who can play centrally, even if he is more of a deep-lying forward. Armando Broja, 22, also adds to his striker options, but there is still an appetite to have a number 9 added to the squad. Osimhen has 6 goals in 11 appearances in this campaign after ending Napoli's wait for the title last season. Mauricio Pochettino has said he isn't stressed around Chelsea being rebuffed for a conceivable breach of money-related reasonable play beneath Roman Abramovich's proprietorship. Specialists accept the points derivation might be connected after Spilled Records uncovered mystery installments which will have breached FFP rules. The bargains were completed while Chelsea was possessed by Abramovich, whose 19-year rule closes with Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital within the summer of 2022. The Head Association and Football Affiliation are examining Chelsea's funds between 2012 and 2019. Over time and may pull back installments. Everton gotten 10 focuses from the Chief Association final week for breaching the win and hold rules. The examination was started by the declaration by Chelsea's modern proprietor that deficiently monetary data had been given amid Abramovich's residency. UEFA fined the club £8.6 million for the section. Pochettino said he had not talked to Boehly or Clearlake, almost the unused charges including Abramovich. "We haven't talked around it," said the Chelsea supervisor. "It's not my put to conversation." Pochettino was tight-lipped around the circumstance. Inquired in case he was stressed, he simply said, "No." His discernment was that Chelsea can be stripped of the trophies they won beneath Abramovich, which come about within the 2016-17 title being granted to Tottenham. Goads, at that point overseen by Pochettino, wrapped up moment behind Chelsea in 2017. But Pochettino giggled anxiously when inquired in case he needed the title credited to him. More particularly, the Argentine faces a boycott on the wing when Chelsea visit Newcastle on Saturday evening. Pochettino picked up his 3rd booking of the season in this month's 4-4 draw with Manchester City and uncovered he will apologize to his group by taking them out for a grill supper. The disclosure comes after Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson said he was constrained to run to preparing as disciplined for 5 bookings and a 1-match boycott. "He had to run," said Pochettino. "I'll pay for the supper. I'm paying for the supper since I'm terminated now, because I can't run. I'd or maybe pay. I take players and staff. It makes a part of cash." And all of a sudden Chelsea taking on Brighton at Stamford Bridge looks like it means so much more. For the second time already this season, for the second time since late September, Mauricio Pochettino waits to host the Seagulls with so much riding on the result. When the two teams met in the Carabao Cup, it was off the back of 2 defeats in 3 back-to-back goalless games and became the first team of any substance that Chelsea had beaten to that point. The Blues were struggling with only 4 points from 6 games and wins against Luton and Wimbledon, the only sparks of positivity. A lot changed with the win over Brighton as confidence started to flow. Pochettino's men went on to win their next 2, scoring 6 times, and drew with Arsenal. This time round its crisis mode activated again. Despite a better run of just 1 loss in 8 games including matches with the Gunners, Tottenham and Manchester City, the 4-1 defeat to Newcastle has changed much of the feeling at Stamford Bridge. Pressure is now on Pochettino, and the run of games coming up still has a worrying look. Brighton are now coming with confidence after beating Nottingham Forest last time out, just their first domestic victory in 8 attempts. Scattered in there are 2 wins over Ajax, remarkably. De Zerbi's men will be out to make life much tougher for Pochettino though, and even a trip to Old Trafford and Manchester United carries immense threat for the Blues in their current plight. For that reason Pochettino has upped the heat on himself, the players and the club as a whole, with some harsh words coming in the aftermath of defeat at St. James Park on Saturday. Here, Football.London explores what can be seen from the training pictures released by the club in the build-up. Having been made to run more than ever before for much of preseason, the Chelsea squad were shown an element of Pochettino's training that sends a clear message as to just how below par things in the Northeast were. The manager arranged a double session on Wednesday with the players seen doing plenty of cardio work. Unlike Brighton, who traveled to Greece to take on AEK Athens on Thursday before journeying to West London on Sunday, the Blues have no midweek demands, and this could be a way of keeping the team fresh. It could, just as much, be a subtle punishment. We were talking in the dressing room after the game. We should go directly to the hotel and sleep, and start to train early in the morning and not have a day off, the boss had said on Saturday after the game. Pochettino did allow his team the time off on Sunday though, especially after the international break and some lengthy travels for his team. They were back under the pump here though, and Mark Cucurella, Mykhailo Mudryk, Armando Broja, Conor Gallagher, Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, Enzo Fernandez, Axel Disasi, and Ian Maatsen can all be seen going through their paces.